Hey Songwriters Lounge, my name is Mel Taevin, and I'm an indie rock singer-songwriter based out of LA. I'm super thrilled that you guys are taking the time to listen to my latest single, Her Name. Her Name is based off of a true story about a married woman whose husband is actively cheating on her. When writing this song, I initially tried to keep the lyrics pretty open-ended, so that way you as a listener can relate and reflect to the song as you see fit. So I hope that you enjoy it. Thank you so much again for listening to my latest single, Her Name.
It's a slow motion, the steady hand that draws the line, the one you crossed with me behind. Our home is broken, and I can't seem to separate the lies, the truth, reality. You told the story and I bought it 100 times. My pockets are empty and my head is full of lies. He lied to my face inside and he lies in my bed at night. Someone help me, 'cause I can't see the signs. I'm blind, can't see the steps he takes and the method to the madness he creates. Oh God, help me. Every time he says her name, her name.
Oh, I love that little guitar bit. I really like that. Dude, I love what a powerful voice. And what a great intro. I love it. It tells us a little bit about the lyrics already. And
I loved the kind of context you gave at the start of our wee voice note. That was brilliant. So thank you for that, Mel.
absolutely.
Really cool.
And a little bit about Mel. She's based in LA, as she said. She attended the Berklee School of Music, and don't know if you know Berklee. I'm sure, judging by the
I've
face.
heard of the Berklee
Yeah,
class.
Berklee is like very prestigious music school. John
Very
Mayer went
renowned,
there. Some of the biggest people went there. She was also, I don't know if you'll know the show, Andy. She was She was a contestant on season 1 of The Bachelor. Listen to Your Heart on ABC. And my wife loves the show, Mel. And she was so excited when I said that you were guesting on the podcast. So thank you.
So what
And
is
Andy,
the show?
it's massive, mate. It's like Love
Is it?
Island for the US.
Oh, I think I do. Is it like when all the girls try and get with the Bachelor? Or am I making that?
Yeah. And then
Yeah.
vice versa. But this one was one for songwriters. Same
No
show.
way.
Yeah. I've not watched it, but my wife has. She loves it. And Mel was on season 1, which is great.
That's a fun fact.
And she's beginning her songwriting and artistry journey. And we're thrilled to have her on the show. So thank you, Mel.
Yeah, brilliant.
First thing I noticed was the sound design. You know that like movement in the suspense synth there right at the start of that clip we just heard?
Yes, love
That's
that.
awesome. It almost reminded me of like a movie soundtrack. Like straight away,
yeah.
I'm like, oh, what am I doing? This is like a movie trailer.
Yeah.
I loved it. I like the movement in it. There's all the kind of crazy movement going on.
There's so much movement, like really hard panned left to right. All
Very
those
much
effects,
so.
swirling and stuff. Yeah, totally.
And in a verse like this, you want everything to kind of complement the lead vocal, which I think they've done it really nicely. They haven't overdone it with anything. And then Mel's voice comes in and it's very much at the center and everything kind of swirls around it and just complements it. I really like that. And the ride cymbals in the verse are like all these little ride cymbal accents and hits.
Yes.
And as a drummer, that's exactly what I would do when there's
knew
no
you'd pick up.
percussion
Yeah.
going on. I'd be like, right, okay, let's add like ride cymbal. And in my music, you'll hear that, like, hopefully I'll be releasing something at the end of the month. And the drums panned to the audience perspective, which I love. And especially that feel when it comes into the chorus. You can literally, if you really listen to it, you can literally hear it as if the drummer was playing it in front of you.
Yes.
And I just love that. I love it when, and it's, everyone does it, but I just love hearing when it's done well. There's a difference. And this is done very well.
It is really well.
Love the palm mutes for the guitar stabs in the pre-chorus, just to kind of keep building that suspense. Awesome. The vocals and the melody are really powerful vocals and really well performed vocals. And she's lying to my face tonight. Like everything is nicely done. You can tell they've taken their time. She's probably done 3 or 4 takes of that chorus. Lovely stuff. It actually reminds me of like an 80s power ballad, you know, with like a rock twist. Like the melody of the chorus, I mean, like you can imagine like that kind of power ballad kind of thing going on there.
I was thinking it would be like in a rock opera. You
That's
know,
what I mean.
kinda,
Kind of the same thing.
Good.
I was thinking like it reminds me almost like of a hair metal band. And I was like, no, it's definitely 80s. But yeah, it is very rock opera-y. And I mean that in every sense of the word with a huge compliment because
in the best way. I love
it.
operas.
Yeah. As I did after it, I love that guitar line after the chorus. I love that. I love any kind of like trends on the guitar like that. Love it. Really nice guitar tone, powerful lyrics. Again, Andy's a lyric man. I'll let him get into it. And Mel just paints a very clear picture of what the song is about, and you can follow it throughout the song. You don't get lost either, and not just because she's introed the song so wonderfully. Like the lyrics are very well written. Like every week, Andy and I try and talk a little bit about what we might add to the session, albeit like the songwriting session or the production session and the mix session, might I say. And, you know, I had to go through this song a couple of times, so I really like it. But one thing I noticed in the chorus was I would have taken a little bit of the mud out of the electric guitar, just at around the 200 to 400 range. You can duck that out ever so slightly, and it just gets rid of that kind of hum frequency. But you want to be careful because you don't want to get rid of the whole body of the electric guitar.
Yeah.
And that's kind of where the warmth sits. But just a little bit, duck it out, just 200 to 400, 200 to 500 range. It would have been perfect. Again, I had to go through it with a fine-tooth comb, as always. I would have maybe brought the vocal reverb back a touch in the chorus, but also I think that's what I liked about it because it reminded me of the 80s. So I might just shut up. And the only other thing I wrote was if I was in the production booth, I would have liked to have just gone in, deep dived in with that snare a little bit, just made it punchier snare, maybe added like a transient designer, multi-band compressor, finish it up with an EQ just to bring the kind of the airiness out on the snare and the crack of the snare. And I mean, that's it. I think everything is lovely. I think Mel did a fantastic job of recording the vocals and just really like the song. And it comes out October 16th, I believe. Oh, correct us if we're wrong, Mel, but I'm pretty sure that was.
So we've got an exclusive. That's exciting.
Songwriters Lounge exclusive here.
Yes, that's what we like, guys.
Really, really enjoyed this song.
Yeah.
Really enjoyed it. This is right up my street.
Yeah, I mean, I've not got much else I would add to that. A lot of what you spoke about, I've got in my notes too. I really like the guitars myself, really warm. Like they were very bright. The only thing is I would have said like maybe a bit too bright, but again, like I really like the kind of contrast with the dark vibe of the song. Mm-hmm. Like it was, whether that was intended or not, I liked that kind of irony that was coming across in the music for me. Yes, lyrically, loved it. Gave me that rock opera kind of vibe where I could literally see Mel on stage, like singing, this kind of song with a big kind of, a big backdrop behind her and a big story kind of setting. I can just hear that from the story of the song, and that's very, very clever and very well done. I particularly like the line that she sung in the snippet, which is, "My pockets are empty and my head is full of lies." It's just like it was just emphasising the breakdown of this person's both financial and emotional state, which was like so dark and so sad, man. Like I was just like,
beautifully written line though, isn't it?
Yeah, like
wonderful.
But it's like I'm just listening to it like, yeah, just like, oh, it's really tough for whoever this person is.
I agree.
But yeah, like very cool sound design and introduction. Probably that's my favourite bit, is when I like listened to the intro and that swirling sound effects going on that kind of pans from the left to the right channel. I loved, like you mentioned, the kind of tapping of the kind of cymbals. That was really cool. And it built a lot of nervous kind of energy and intensity early
did.
on, so that then when the guitars and the drums came in, it was like that big release of that power and that kind of stored up energy. In terms of critique, yeah, I said the exact same as you. I would have loved to have had more transient from the snare, just more oomph and pop in that snare just to cut through that that mix. I would have continued some of the synth design elements that they used in the verse into the chorus. They might have been there already, but like they were quite mapped and overlapped by the guitars and the drums. So I would have just said like bring some of those elements into the chorus as well, just for that continuity, and to add that kind of modern saturation instrumentation, you know. But that's really it. And you know, a really good song. Really enjoyed it. Very theatrical. Very clear picture in my mind what the artist is trying to do there, and yeah, really cool. So thank you for sending that in, Mel,
Loved it, Mel.
and thanks for sending us in such a great voice note
Yeah.
as well.
Really nice.
Yeah.